In a forgotten corner of the world, tucked between rusted filing cabinets and a humming refrigerator, a man sat alone, staring at a petri dish that held no fame, no fortune, just a warning. His name was Dr. Arun Sen, not a celebrity scientist, not a TED Talk regular, just a virologist with a quiet voice and a stubborn heart. And in the spring of 2018, he saw something no one else did. It started with a bat. Not in a cave, not in a jungle, but in a livestock market on the edge of Dhaka, where chickens clucked beside goats and bats hung from the rafters like forgotten ornaments. Arun had been tracking zoonotic spillovers, viruses that jump from animals to humans, for years. Most of his colleagues had moved on to bigger grants, flashier labs. But Arun stayed because he believed the next pandemic wouldn't announce itself with sirens, it would whisper. One day, it did. A vendor had fallen ill, then his daughter, then 2 more stall owners. Fever, cough, hemorrhaging. Local doctors called it dengue. Arun disagreed. He collected samples, swabbed surfaces, interviewed families, and in a cramped lab with outdated equipment, he ran tests that no one had asked for. What he found was chilling. A novel paramyxovirus, similar to Nipah, but faster, smarter. It didn't just infect, it adapted. He sent his findings to the National Health Authority. No reply. He emailed WHO. Silence. He posted a warning on a private forum for infectious disease researchers. One person responded, a field epidemiologist in Singapore named May Tan. She believed him. Together, they mapped the spread. It hadn't gone far, yet, but the virus had all the ingredients: animal origin, human transmission, and asymptomatic carriers. It was a spark waiting for oxygen. Arun knew what came next. He'd studied the timelines of SARS, MERS, Ebola. Delay was death. So he did something radical. He went public. Not through press conferences, through WhatsApp. He messaged local clinics, market vendors, school teachers. He explained the symptoms. He warned them to isolate. He begged them to shut down the market. Some listened, most didn't. But then, something strange happened. A journalist picked up his post, then a health blogger, then a regional news outlet. Within days, the market was closed, the district was quarantined, and the virus, whatever it was, stopped moving. Later, the samples were confirmed. It was a new strain, dangerous, but contained. No headlines ran, no awards were given. Arun went back to his lab. May returned to her fieldwork. The world moved on. Then came 2020. COVID-19 swept across continents, and suddenly everyone was talking about zoonotic spillovers, early detection, and viral adaptation. But no one mentioned the man who'd already stopped one. I spoke to Arun last year. He still works in that same lab, still wears the same faded lab coat. When I asked him why he never pushed for recognition, he smiled and said, "Viruses don't care who gets credit. Neither should we." Dr. Lina Qureshi, a global health expert, told me Arun's case should be studied in every epidemiology course. She said he didn't just detect a virus, he disrupted its story. And maybe that's the lesson. Pandemics don't always begin with chaos. Sometimes they begin with silence, with a bat in a market, a fever in a child, a scientist who refuses to look away. We live in a world obsessed with heroes, but the ones who save us often do so quietly, in labs no one visits, in emails no one reads, in warnings no one wants to hear. So the next time you hear about a virus that didn't spread, a disease that never made the news, remember that someone, somewhere, caught it before it caught us. And maybe, just maybe, that someone was a forgotten virus hunter named Arun.